Hello, welcome back. In the first video, I was able to show you how to go about the default settings for the system, and that happens only once on your first time of logging into the system. So you have to set the default warehouse and the rest of them. Then in this video, I'm going to quickly just navigate around the entire system to show you some of the changes that I've made on the system. I've also tried to use colors to highlight the modules and menus where major modifications were made. So let me start from this task bar here, in the top bar menu here. Just a few things you'll be seeing that you don't see there before. Like here is for attendance clock in for users. So user can easily clock in from attendance here, and before you clock in, you have the system have to get your location. Then when you get your location, you'll now be able to perform the clock. So that's how it works. So once you click on get location, the system automatically gets location for you, and this really works based on a mobile device that has a good enabled GPS feature on it. Okay, that's much one that you can see here. Then coming to the left bar menu here, you can see archive report. The reason why I put this is for already existing SMA users, because the way the system has been designed, the best approach to migrate to this is to archive your own records and migrate to, because the system, a lot of changes we have made to the core scripts, so it can't just plug into the tech diary existing system. So you have to migrate some of your product, your existing records, your sales records. You have to archive it to this new system. That's if you still want to be making reference to any of them. So this is what I have to perform for you when you're migrating. That's if you want to migrate or if you want to start a new slate. So if you're migrating, you have to migrate your products, your current product with the last history, your sales history, the customer's info and history, your purchases and transfer. So that you can always come back here and view what they were before you started making use of this new system. So that's what the archive report is all about. Then I've moved this menu up for user management. Here you have a list of users, add new users, billers, add billers, and roles and permissions. So this is where you have these features now. Okay, then you have my product, which covers products. That's the product module. You have list product, you have Kardex reports, you have add products, imports, products, print barcode, opening stock, because once you're moving over to the system, your last stock quantity will need to come into the system as an opening stock. You need to come into the system as an opening stock because of the accounting model. So that's the way the accounting model will be able to take care of it. So there are two ways to add opening stock. You can either import them or add them. Have an interface just like the way you have purchasing, products, to have those stock products brought into the system. So you have the import method whereby you use CSV to bring them in. Then you have cost or price change log. This gives you a rundown history of your changes of product cost and price. So each time your product cost changes, either by purchase, purchase on system settings, you have a provision where you can enable update cost on purchase. So the system kind of logs that and with the history, and also when you manually make price changes to your product, the system also track it for you. So when you come here, you can actually see the log for your cost and price changes. It will tell you the initial cost, the current cost is changed to, and the initial price and the current price changes to. Okay, that's what this is about. The adjustment still remains the same. The only thing here is that you can do a positive adjustment, because on the inventory aspect, it can always, is that you're bringing in stock through purchases or and you're adjusting through minus. So adjustment is actually meant to be a reduction of damaged goods or stuff like that, not addition. Okay, So you have stock counts to remain the same. Then you have the product, the manufacturing model. You have what else? You have the direct report that shows you a kind of what I mean by product line is actually categories. So it kind of shows you your COG and the sales amount. You can sort them by month at a glance rather. So it's just like a direct sales report. It shows you for this product category, this is amount or the cost of what you sold, and this is the sales amount what you sold within a particular month. So you can actually sort this by different months. Okay. Commission sales, that's if you have enabled this on your system settings, you can be able to have daily commission sales, monthly commission sales. Then when you're creating a user too, you can also set if the user can make sales commission or something like that. Okay, then you have the customer model. I have to separate this from people's so that you'll be able to have other features attached to it, especially for the CRM system, where you'll be able to see the debit customers, credit customers, paid customers, customer info, customer ledgers, customer repayment, and customer info and sales by category, customer info and sales by product. So the same thing is applicable for the supplier, and the quotations still remain the same. Nothing much was done from the interface here. Purchase model still remain the same. Nothing much was done from on the interface, but at the back end, a lot of changes were made. The same thing goes for transfer. Then expenses was brought out, because it's also an important part of accounting system, because you need to always account for your expenses. So I had to separate this expense model was actually before under purchase. So I have to kind of separate it from that and bring it out as its own standalone module. So here you have list of expense. You can add expense. You see expense category. You can also create expense category. You can also see the expense report as well. Okay. Then for returns, this redirects you to sales return. One unique thing I've done about sales return is that on the normal tech diary system, you can only return once on an invoice, but I've made it possible that you can return as many times as the quantity on that invoice is available. So if you can return as many times as long as the quantity on that invoice is still remaining. So it's only when you have returned all the items on that invoice that the system will prevent you from doing further returns on this again. Okay, then you have the payment account. This payment account, this gives you the list of your cash sale account, your bank account, your petty cash or remittance accounts. You can create from here. You can view the ledgers. You can do withdrawals from there. You can add fund to it. You can transfer fund to it. So just giving a general overview of the menu. Some of them, some of the modules that might require me performing some action. Probably I'll do that in the next video. Okay, then you have the ledger account. So here you see you have a view of your chart of accounts. Okay, you get to see your chart of account. That's your assets, liability, equity, income, and expenses. So you have the grouping and subgrouping and the various ledger that is under each of them. So for instance, when you come to account receivable, this is where you'll be seeing the customers records and account allowance and doubtful debt. And the rest of it, you can create more. You can more if you want, if you know what you're doing, but the system has already been configured and set in such a way that its system does this automatically. So, and the next we can see here, you can create more ledger. If you want to create ledger group, you can create a normal ledger. Then for account trees are those that understand the accounting system. So for them to be able to do manual posting to your various that's to make manual entries to your ledgers and journals. So you can actually do them from the account entry. So like when you click here, you say, are you posting a receipt, are you posting a payment, are you posting a contract, are you posting a journal? So depending on what you are doing, you click on it and select the different ledgers that are involved, enter the amounts, put the narration, and have it added here. So select whether it's a debit or credit. So that is what you have here on the ledger account module. Then you have the accounting settings. This is where you will set your financial year, perform other necessary account setting that you need to perform depending on how you want the mode you want to run on. Okay, then this chart of account ledger mapping shows you how the system does all the various posting automatically that it does. Okay, how it handles it for accounts receivable when it's making entry, just for you to have a kind of an understanding of how the system is posting this. Then this you can also change if you know what you're doing, if you understand the accounting part very well, and probably want to have this posted to a different account group or different account ledger. Then you can also modify this from by clicking here. Once you click here, you'll be able to select the parent group and where you want it to be posting when such incidents happen. Okay, for instance, when there is a sales revenue and the rest of it, sales returns and the rest of it. Okay, then you have the accounting report. This is where you have your general ledger with running balances, ledger entries, ledger statements, your trial balance, your profit and loss. Some of these reports you have, some of these modules reports, I have them in two formats actually. You have the vertical format and a report format. So you can change this report and view it in another aspects. So I've not created this before stuff. So by the time I come back, I will demonstrate this part as well. Then you have the balance sheet, cash flow, and indirect cash flow. Let me show you the indirect cash flow, what it looks like. So this is the cash flow. So what it looks like, where you have your cash flow from operating activities and the rest of it. Okay, the next I will have on this menu link is the HR module. So the HR module gives you this is where you have both the leave, the attendance, the payroll, the various departments, the setting the sales targets, and the rest of them. So this is where you have those things done. Okay, then you have the stock reports. So this gives you your stock report, a more detailed stock report on the items you have on the system. So you also have a column for manufactured products and used products, and you have purchased, opening stock, sold quantities, sold prices, closing stock, and current stock. Closing stock is actually system calculated, while current stock is what the system is showing. This uses formula to calculate the formula of what has come in and what has gone out to give you this. So all things being equal, this column and this column should always have the same figure. All right, so that will be it for on this video. You have this report for category wise. You have it category wise. You also have it brand wise as well. Then dormant product. These are products you have not sold over a specified period of time. You set this. You have to set the number of months or days via the system settings. Let me show you quickly before I end this video. That should be on the okay, I'll show you in the next video. Let me not waste much time on this, but what the dormant product does is that it shows you product you have not sold over a period of specified time by you. So the system flags those products to your attention. That's what the dormant product alert does. Okay, that will be it. Thank you very much.